So I am going live today to make an announcement that everybody on my Patreon already knows, but I figured I would go ahead and announce it here since I'm going to do it here and on YouTube Live and some other places. But 2 weeks from yesterday, that sounds like I'm doing something time travel wise, but it's not. 2 weeks from yesterday, on July 31st, I'm going to go live for what could be 24 hours. The max is 24 hours. It's going to start at noon on July 31st, and I'm calling it a musical-a-thon. And I am going to write a whole musical in front of your face. The reason I'm doing this is because, why? A couple reasons. The main reason I started a Patreon was because I thought it would be an educational opportunity for people to see behind the scenes of how theater is created, and especially composing and writing. Then on the flip side of it is that my Patreon has ended up supporting me and changing my art forever and making it something else. So it was a weird thing, but I'm kind of revisiting that. And on my Patreon, I said I wanted to do an event. And so I asked my patrons what they thought I should do, and a number of things I had suggested, and this musical-a-thon won, so I'm doing it. I'm going to do it live for everybody. You don't have to be part of my Patreon to watch me do it. I'm going to do it here, and I think I'm going to also do it on YouTube Live, but I'll keep you posted regarding that. I think I'm going to have 2 different ways to do it. Some of the results of what I'm writing will only really be available on Patreon, but some of it I'll share live on here. I can only do 8 hours at a time on live on here, so I'll have to like stop and start again, which is no big deal. And some of it might be mundane, so I'm telling you this because I would love for you to like watch for a little while. You don't have to watch all day. Obviously, I don't know that you'd want to watch all day. But I'll be talking about my process and like showing you where I am in the process. Not trying to like make a garbage show, so I won't like put any constraints on like if I'm getting down to the 24th hour. I'm not just gonna slap together some stuff, but it's gonna be pretty much done in that amount of time. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. So it'll be noon from July 31st until I guess noon on Monday. Now here's what I will say. I could get done before then. It's a show that I have already started to some degree. Like I've started mapping some stuff out in my brain. So it's kind of doing 2 things. One, it's fulfilling the promise to my Patreon and my patrons of doing this musical-a-thon and writing a musical in that time. Fulfilling a promise to myself that I would share my process and how I write and how that works and how it's all pieced together. And then 3, getting it done, because this is a project that like has been sitting on my brain for like, I'm trying to think, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I think I even mentioned it in something on my Patreon once, so maybe my patrons will be able to tell me how long it is that I've been thinking about this subject. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, some of it's not going to be fun. Some of it's going to be like watching me like this, and then me saying, okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm writing this scene about this or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. I'm definitely going to be asking for suggestions. This piece doesn't even have a title yet, so I'll be asking for like title suggestions. I'll be asking for like character names maybe. I have some people that have agreed to help me with this musical-a-thon, and they'll be taking notes so that I'm not watching social media the whole time to get your suggestions. But at the same time, I'll be talking the whole time and kind of guiding you through it. So on July 31st, starting at noon until whenever, check in with me and see where I am in writing a musical. It's going to be really crazy. I'll be writing the songs live. I will be writing the scenes live. Not a single scene is written for this unnamed musical that I'm going to write in 24 hours or less, starting on July 31st at noon. And I'm doing it at noon because that gives me time to have like an early lunch and get lots of Diet Coke. In the next couple weeks, I'll keep you posted as to my process, like how I think I'm going to do it. But I think I'm just going to start at the beginning because I've got like already in my mind, I've never written any of it down, not a single thing, but I've already got in my mind like the plot already mapped out. It's an original piece. It's going to be dark, but also romantic and light and funny, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's all going to happen July 31st, starting at noon. My deadline is Monday at noon. Maybe some of my live will be me taking a nap. I mean, I'll have like a sign that's like, be back in 15 minutes, but you'll be able to see me napping in the background. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'll probably be like high on getting it done. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. It may be a disaster. I may be like, this is not working and my creativity doesn't work this way. But I think it won't because of the fact that it's a piece that I already have plotted out in my mind. And I think it's important to me to share the process because that's kind of why I started the Patreon and all that, and talk about not only how a script is constructed, but also how a song is made and how what comes first, the lyrics or the music, or is it different every time? Is it, do you know where the songs are going to fall inside of the musical, or does that kind of happen naturally? The answer to all these questions is yes and no and yes, by the way. But I'm going to be working it all out right in front of your eyeballs, and it's going to be fun. I'm actually really excited, mostly because I've never done anything quite like this. So, and I'm also excited to actually work on this piece because this piece is something that's been like weighing on my brain, and now I'll be able to like put it down and make it happen. And I think it's going to be, I think, anywhere between 3 to 5 people. Hey, Lisa. 3 to 5 people. I'm pretty sure 5 people. Only strings are my plans for the orchestrations, which is very different for me. I think like 2 cellos, a bass, and 2 violins. And then the rest of it is about 2 serial killers who meet on a date and don't realize that they are each other's mark. And then what happens after that? I have the whole script, like I said, mapped out, but I've written down 0. I definitely have some songs started in my brain, and I've sang some stuff into my phone that I'll be translating into like music and making songs happen, but I don't really know where the songs are going to fall. I don't really know anything, and that's why I'm choosing this piece because I think it has so much potential, and I know how it ends, and I know most of the stuff in the middle. Some of the stuff that I don't know are like the extra characters. There's 3 other people that are essentially going to be the victims, playing multiple victims. 3 actors that were playing multiple victims, but I'm not sure. They might be dead, and like we're only seeing them as like a ensemble. But I definitely want to give them life and have them come alive. So that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be needing your suggestions. The show probably won't have any sparkles. That is just a choice I made for today. All right, have an awesome day. Bye.